You touched my butt.
Not exactly how Sadie Collins expected to start her Sunday or meet the man who'd soon become her boss. What began as a dramatic beach rescue spirals into an office rivalry laced with sarcasm, unresolved tension, and the kind of chemistry HR definitely frowns upon. Sadie Collins had one goal: decompress. After quitting her soul-sucking job and landing a fresh start at a media company, she wanted a few hours of saltwater, sun, and silence. That's why she was ankle-deep in the Atlantic, wearing a coral sundress that fluttered like a Pinterest ad, sipping a mango smoothie, and listening to the waves like they owed her an apology. Her blonde hair, secured in a high, glossy ponytail, bounced with each step into the sea. She looked flawless, and then nature betrayed her. One rogue wave, just one, rose like a villain in a B-movie and flattened her. Her sunglasses went flying, her hat spun off like it had somewhere better to be. Sadie thrashed, gasped, and swallowed about a gallon of seawater, cursing every yoga class she skipped. Then came the arms, strong, fast, annoyingly competent arms that lifted her up and out like she weighed nothing. Her dress clung like saran wrap, her dignity gone. The man, tall, broad-shouldered, with sea-slicked dark hair and a face, asked,
"Are you okay?"
You touched my butt.
she sputtered. He blinked.
"I pulled you out of the water."
You could have done it with less grabbing.
He stared.
"Seriously?"
Seriously.
She replied, huffing as she sloshed back to shore. Neither asked the other's name. Because that's how romantic comedies begin, with one ridiculous misunderstanding. Sadie showed up at Baxter Media on Monday with sleek hair, a tailored blazer, and enough coffee to caffeinate a horse. She was ready, confident, unshakable, until the HR manager introduced her to her new team leader. "Sadie, meet Nathan Carter," she said. There he was, beach butt grabber himself, in a tailored navy suit and smugness so thick it could be used as insulation.
You.
She said, stunned. Nathan smirked.
"Try not to drown at your desk."
Thus began the daily warfare. He gave her impossible assignments. She swapped his luxurious leather chair for a squeaky intern seat. He forgot to attach her slideshow at a big presentation. She printed his calendar in Comic Sans and taped it to the wall. The whole office watched them like a soap opera, with really good outfits. One day, Sadie found herself staying late to finish a branding deck. Nathan walked by, paused, and said,
"You know, you still are actually good at this, right?"
She didn't reply, but she noticed the way his voice dropped when he said it. Like maybe he didn't hate her at all. The next morning, an all-staff email changed everything. Subject: Miami client presentation. You are gent. Nathan and Sadie will represent the creative team. Flights booked for Friday. Sadie dropped her croissant. "Oh no," she whispered.
I'm going to be trapped in a tropical hell with Mr. Lifeguard.
Miami was hot, and humid, and aggressively beautiful, just like Nathan, which was a problem. Sadie arrived at the airport in wide leg linen pants and a white blouse tucked to perfection. Her ponytail was holding strong, though the humidity was testing its limits. Nathan looked unfairly good in a slate blue button-down, rolled at the sleeves, and tan chinos like he'd stepped out of a travel ad. They didn't speak much on the flight. At the hotel, the front desk clerk apologized. A booking error. Taylor Swift had booked out the building, only one room left.
"I will take the couch,"
Nathan said quickly, like a knight who moisturized. Sadie gave him a withering look.
If you snore, I'm calling security.
The room was romantic, king bed, ocean view, soft lighting, one pull-out couch that looked like it was made of cardboard and divorce. They worked late on the presentation, sitting at opposite corners of the bed with laptops and awkward silence. Eventually, Nathan disappeared into the bathroom. When he returned, his shirt was off, replaced with a black t-shirt that clung in dangerous ways. Sadie was in satin pajama shorts and a tank top, hair finally let down in loose waves. Neither said anything. That night, they didn't sleep much, not because of flirting, but because the air was thick with almost. And in the morning, Sadie found a coffee cup by her laptop. Vanilla latte, no foam. N. She stared at the note for a long time. Back at the office, everything was different. They didn't fight. They didn't flirt. They just avoided. Sadie buried herself in emails and slide decks. Nathan laughed a little too loudly with Lauren from Strategy. Tall, gorgeous, clearly used to being the center of attention. Sadie didn't care. She absolutely, definitely, not at all cared. Then came the quarterly rooftop mixer. Sadie showed up in a navy off-the-shoulder dress and nude heels, her hair curled and half-pinned with a rose gold barrette. She looked like a magazine cover. Nathan nearly choked on his drink when he saw her. He watched her all evening from the other side of the rooftop, drink untouched. Finally, she found him by the edge.
We are good at pretending, huh?
She said. Nathan didn't smile.
You ever wonder what this is?
All the time.
He took a step closer. The music faded. Her breath caught. It wasn't a kiss, but it could have been. It almost was. And then Lauren's voice called from the stairwell. Nathan. Sadie stepped back. He looked torn. She looked furious. The moment died quietly, like most important things do. 2 weeks. That's how long Sadie and Nathan orbited around each other without a word. No sarcasm, no lingering looks, just awkward hallway passes, clipped Slack messages, and enough professional restraint to qualify for sainthood. Sadie buried herself in work. Deadlines, pitch decks, campaign mock-ups, anything that kept her hands busy and her thoughts distracted. She told herself she was fine, that it was better this way, that it hadn't meant anything up on that rooftop, except it had. Nathan, meanwhile, avoided the break room, skipped morning check-ins, and started taking calls from his office with the door closed. He told himself she needed space, that he didn't deserve to push again, that maybe he'd imagined it all, how her voice had softened, how she'd leaned in just enough, how her silence afterward had felt like something grieving. And then, one Monday morning, it hit. Not emotion, a stomach bug. Half the creative team called in sick. The office was in shambles. The upcoming investor pitch, a major one, was hanging by a thread. Their CEO, in an impressive act of desperation, turned to the two people who hadn't called out.
You two are presenting together.
The CEO said, clutching a box of tissues.
I don't care if one of you's on fire. Make it work.
So they did, because they were pros. Because even at their most emotionally constipated, they were terrifyingly good as a team. They rebuilt the entire pitch in 2 days. No small talk, no jokes, just strategy, structure, and caffeine-fueled silence. Until the night before the presentation. The office was empty. Rain tapped against the windows. Sadie sat at the long conference table, red pen in hand, flipping through the printout of the deck. Nathan leaned against the far wall, pretending to scroll his phone but mostly watching her. The silence finally broke. You're really good at this, he said. She didn't look up. I know. A pause. Then, but that's not what I've been wanting to say. Sadie's pen stilled. Nathan took a breath. I should have said something sooner. I didn't know what to do with it. With you, the way you knock me off balance. The way you see through me and piss me off and make everything feel electric. I didn't expect it.
You think I did?
She said quietly. He stepped closer.
I hated seeing you with Lauren.
She admitted before he could respond.
I hated that I felt jealous. These were coworkers. We're barely even friends. And yet...
We're not barely anything, he interrupted. We've been everything but honest. There was a pause. Then Nathan's phone buzzed. He glanced down. His face went pale. What? Sadie asked. The pitch meeting, he said. It's happening now. They moved it. Time zone error. They're waiting on Zoom. Chaos erupted. Papers flew. Laptops scrambled. They ran down the hallway like deranged interns, swearing and tripping over extension cords. They made it with 30 seconds to spare. Somehow, they nailed it. Even when Sadie forgot a slide, Nathan picked it up without blinking. Even when Nathan froze on a question, Sadie jumped in with a quip, so smooth the client laughed out loud. When the call ended, their CEO, still wrapped in a blanket, gave them a thumbs up and croaked, "You two are ridiculous and terrifying. I love it." Later, after the adrenaline wore off, they sat in the same dim office, now quiet, blinking at each other.
Did we just save the company?
She asked. Nathan smiled. Probably. Sadie leaned back. We're a mess, but we're a good mess, he said. She looked at him. So what now? And for once, Nathan didn't smirk or tease. He just said, now I stop pretending I don't love you. Sadie stared at him. I mean it, he said, voice low.
I'm in love with you.
She took a breath, then another, then smiled. Well, she said, I guess I can finally forgive you for touching my butt. He laughed, and this time when he leaned in, she didn't pull back. They didn't kiss like in movies. They kissed like people who'd fought it, denied it, drowned in it, and finally surfaced, together.